We moved up here 20 years ago now to have a small holding, to raise our children, to help them understand how important it was to know where their food came from, and to also give them a better understanding of life itself. For me, the best way to understand and improve our environment is to actually become more a part of it. Take walks out in nature. For children in particular, every child I think should learn how to grow their own food and know exactly where it comes from. Another thing is just to feel connected with it. Here we have what we call a forest garden. It may look a little bit more untidy than your normal garden, but this garden is set up not just for me, but it's set up for all those little creatures that are around us all the time. It's so important that we realise that we're a part of the ecosystem. Don't separate ourselves. Don't say lots of houses over here and nature and rewilding is over there. I think we need to be connected to it, and the best way to do that is to grow things naturally. Give up on pesticides and on herbicides. They're just destroying the environment. They're destroying our soils. Our soils are the main access for us to live through the food that we eat. Now we destroy those by putting pesticides on them and herbicides on them. The repercussions actually we're already feeling, because there are so many various types of pollinators that have been wiped out because of how we've done that. I'm not a farmer, but we try not to dig the ground, because that damages little creatures in the ground there, the little microbes that are in there that break down the soil into manageable things that these plants can draw upon. So this is a forest garden, so it grows, so we have different things growing at different levels. So when we first came out, we had no trees at all. In fact, they told us up here you can't grow trees, but we grew trees. So you have bigger trees on the outside, and here you have a smaller tree. This is an apple, obviously. And below that you have things like black currants, and then below that you may have various herbs that are on the ground. So it's really important that you understand as well that we try to support a diversity in the environment, and that's the way that we can survive, not just as a species but as a whole earth. Create this biodiversity, and that sometimes means that we have a few weeds, that we have a few creatures that we don't want, that we even have birds in that eat our black currants or our blackberries or whatever it might be. We do, to a certain extent, have to cage some of the areas off to make sure that we get a supply, but we always make sure that those animals that live around us also get a supply of fruit and little buds on trees that they need to be able to survive and live. So get out into nature, as I say, take walks, grow your own food.